This is Alex Eubank, and today we're going to find out, should Alex Eubank go on steroids? Let's sit here, I'm going to react to one of Greg's last videos on Alex, and the video is literally titled, Alex Eubank, Time to Get on Steroids. Now, a little bit of a spoiler, I have watched this video already, but there are a lot of really good points that we can take away from this video. Some pros, some cons when it comes to working out, getting lean, and kind of where to live when it comes to your overall body fat percentage. Something that looks good, that's maintainable, and more importantly, healthy overall. So let's go ahead and get right into the video.
I'm in like that shitty stage where like when you're natty and stuff, you can either be like shredded but you're flat, you know what I mean? So you look good with a pump, or like bulked and full. But I'm in like that shitty stage where like I'm cutting but I'm not like shredded yet. Oh, that's the worst.
This is what's really going on. Alex Eubank has body dysmorphia. Yeah, I said it. And you know how I know that? Because he doesn't think he's very lean. He thinks he's in an in-between stage. You know, he's not lean right now. He's somewhere in between. He's somewhere between a bulk and looking lean. Alex Eubank right now is shredded.
I have to agree with Greg here. Alex Eubank is shredded. Does he have body dysmorphia? Yeah, he probably does, because if he feels like he's in between stage of like looking flat, not looking shredded enough, but also like not being bulked up, not feeling big enough, when all reality, 99% of people in the world would probably wish they could look like Alex. There's got to be a level of body dysmorphia there. But I also understand this from Alex's perspective, because he has been able to see himself when he was leaner than what he is now. And the same thing goes for myself. You know, I've been to a level of leanness where I've actually competed, got on stage. You see yourself and you look in the mirror and you go, what am I even looking at right now? You look unbelievable. You feel like crap, but you look absolutely unbelievable. And when you are not in that stage anymore, it's extremely difficult to be happy with anything that's bigger than that. Even if you're like 12% body fat, if you've seen yourself at a 6% body fat, you go, I want to look like 6, but feel like I'm at 12. And for most people in the world, that's just not in their genetic code to be able to do that. Even Chris Bumstead, the Mr. Olympia that arguably has one of the best physiques in the world, if not the best, cannot walk around as if he's stage ready all the time. He doesn't even walk around at single digit body fat percentage in the off season. He's probably close to like 12, honestly.
The fact that he's trying to lose any more body fat, it makes no sense. He's not preparing for a show. He's not a competitive bodybuilder. He's just a guy who looks great and has long hair. He looks like the adult version of Link from Legend of Zelda, or perhaps the prince from Shrek. And so we have an incredibly good-looking guy with an amazing physique who's not satisfied.
And yeah, you know, to add to kind of Greg's point, if you're not competing, if you're not stepping on stage, it's really not worth it to get down to like essential levels of body fat. Everybody wants to have a six-pack. Everybody wants to look good. There's the issue, is that we live in like a social media era, right? So we're constantly seeing, if you're involved in the fitness industry at least, you're constantly seeing how good people's physiques are and how freaky someone can look. The issue is that everyone's showing their best version of themselves. No one really posts a photo where they don't look as best as they possibly can. For someone to go and post a photo on Instagram, it took them probably 10 to 20 times, and I'm undershooting that, to get that photo. Not only did it take them that long to get that photo, but then they go and they put it into some photo editing app that makes everything look better. It's not that it's necessarily Photoshop and they're adding muscles they don't have, although some people do that too. Is that we're constantly seeing the best versions of people, when in all reality, that's not how they walk around. If they took their shirt off in person normally, they would look great, but they don't look nearly as good as their photos do.
Imagine, he's not a cut. Oh, I don't look good enough. I'm not lean enough. And so as a result of this, it's lowered his testosterone levels. He has less energy. Brain fog, doesn't feel as good. And so what should he do? Eat more.
This is also a very harsh reality of being too lean all the time, or trying to get too lean all the time. You can feel the ramifications of being single digit body fat without being single digit body fat. If you're dieting too hard to try and get lean, your calories are too low, you're doing too much cardio, you're not getting enough sleep, you get the ramifications of being too lean and not be that lean. Because if you are there just brutally trying to diet to essential levels of fat, and you're doing so in an unhealthy way, yeah, your testosterone drops, you have brain fog, you don't have enough energy, you don't feel good, your sex drive is off, your sleep is terrible. There is really no other innate benefit of being extremely shredded besides just looking good. Everything else about life sucks. Everything becomes a chore. The idea of even like going out to like grab a drink with your friends, you don't even have enough energy to do that. I remember when I was dieting for my first show, the idea or desire to even go on a date with a girl, just it wasn't I just had no desire to even do that. I was so lean, dieting extremely hard. My sex drive was essentially non-existent. My sleep sucked. All I could think about was just being shredded, stepping on stage, and that was it.
The easiest way to fix it is to go back off the diet and eat more. Not to inject testosterone to go on HRT, something you need to do for the rest of your life. I mean, it makes no sense. And so why is he doing this? Well, it's the pressure of social media. People think you need to look perfect, as if Alex Eubank is not close enough. And so I keep telling people, you will never be satisfied. Imagine you look like Alex Eubank, not satisfied. I'm not lean enough. I need to go on HRT.
This is super true, okay? The idea that you're going to be completely satisfied with the way you look is just not true, right? Like, I was in the best shape of my life, being absolutely shredded for a bodybuilding show. I looked crazy. And then I go and compete against other people. And I was also natural competing in a non-drug tested show. So what that meant was that I was going against people that were taking PEDs. And I thought I looked absolutely fantastic, shredded to the bone. This is the best I ever looked. And then I stood next to someone that was just as shredded as I was, with like 30 pounds more muscle than me. So for me, from that perspective, it was like, well, I gotta get bigger now. And then even that person that was next to me that was shredded with 30 pounds of muscle, there's somebody out there that's just as shredded with even more muscle than that person. And that's just the nature of the sport, right? You're comparing physiques. If somebody goes out there and beats you, then there's a new mountain to try and go climb. There's a new goal to try to achieve. You are really, truly never satisfied when it comes to bodybuilding or building your body.
It's like I'm flat, but I'm also not at a low body, like low body fat.
Yeah, in between. Yeah. That's honestly the worst stage of physique.
And so Alex says, I'm in that middle stage. Bradley Martyn, he interjects, oh, that's the worst. No, it's not. How is this the worst? The worst is continuing to diet for one more day. You think you feel bad now? Imagine how you're going to feel tomorrow, the next week, the next month, when you continue to lower your calories, when you continue to drop body fat. And so imagine he gets to his goal, whatever that may be. I don't know what it is, 6% body fat, shredded, vein, six-pack. Is he now going to be satisfied? Is he going to be happy? Of course not. Sure, he's going to look good, as he says, with a pump, with his shirt off, flexing. He's going to look incredible. But for what? For a photo on Instagram? He's already got over 1 million followers, making over $1 million.
Yeah, that's also super true. I mean, like at a certain level, when you get to 6% body fat and you're that lean, when you're not working out with a pump, you're flat. It's almost like a very sick, emaciated look. Like your face is all sunken in. It's not necessarily the healthiest look. When you are not in the gym working out, you just look and feel flat. It's one of the downfalls of being single-digit body fat percentage. You just don't feel good. You don't really feel healthy. You feel small and tiny. When you have a pump, you look amazing, but you only really feel amazing throughout the workout. And as soon as the workout's over, it's just back to depression. And there's another point too. Alex Eubank is extremely well off. If you keep up with his life on Instagram or any social media, he recently moved into a new house. He recently bought a second car, buying Rolexes. He's making good money. He has his own clothing brand. He's got a lot of things going extremely well for him. And I think the way the trajectory of his career is going, I really don't think him trying to get the 6% body fat would make a really big difference in how his businesses perform. Now, I think that if he got to like 25 to 30% body fat and he completely let himself go, he might not get the same attention as he does. He probably still could make money because he's established now, but I think he can do just as well at 10 to 12% body fat, running his business, doing social media, than if he were at 6% body fat. And in fact, I would argue that he could actually do everything better, because at least at 10 to 12, you still look amazing, but you have good energy and you can perform better, versus if you were super lean, yeah, you're gonna look great, but how well do you perform in the regular day-to-day tasks? Not as well as 10 to 12.
I'm like, especially hanging out with the twins, I'm at a point where like I'm heavily considering.
And think of it, he says, especially where I'm hanging around with the Tren twins. The Tren twins are admittedly not natural, and they are extremely strong, have a ton of muscle.
This is another point too. I mean, everyone knows this general rule. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. If you hang around people and you're in a certain environment that if everyone is taking PEDs and you're the only one not taking PEDs, and as you continue to hang around these people, the desire, the curiosity to take PEDs is only going to get stronger.
But like I would never, this is the issue, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to explain on social media, like maybe doing a TRT dose. I don't ever want to blast anything. I don't care about being the biggest guy. I mainly just want the mental, I want to feel like I can have fun training again. Like, cause right now it's like a task every single time.
Do you know how he could have fun training again? By eating more. by not trying to maintain single-digit body fat, by not trying to get shredded.
Honestly, here's the truth too about getting to single-digit body fat, especially from a guy's perspective, right? We all want to look good. A huge motivator as far as why people want to look good is they're obviously trying to attract a partner. A huge motivator for why guys get into the gym, maybe to attract a certain girl, maybe even to get over a certain girl. I mean, you ever go to the gym when you're heartbroken? Oh man, the amount of focus that you get from that, it's on a whole nother level. It's the forbidden pre-workout. But here's the truth, at a certain level of leanness, you don't really even impress girls anymore. I was actually dating this one girl not too long ago, and I explained to her, like, yeah, I want to lose around like maybe 5 to 10 more pounds, get a little bit leaner for summer, just get a little bit sharper. And she goes, 5 to 10 more pounds? And she said it with the question because it's like, in her mind, she's like, you already look good enough. You're already lean enough. I'm already attracted to you. Why go and lose an extra 5 to 10 pounds? That's kind of how I took that when she said that. And if we're being honest, at a certain level of leanness, you're not really attracting girls anymore at that point. You're really just only getting compliments from dudes. Now, unless you like dudes, unless that's the team you play for, then get shredded. But if not, you really don't need to get that shredded to attract some chicks. It's just the truth, man. Water's wet. On my most fluffiest, I might be closer to 15%. On my leanest during the summer, I might be closer to 10%. Only time I'm single digit starving myself is when I'm competing, and that's it. There's no point in getting a single digit body fat percentage and trying to maintain that. Just the version of life you'll experience at that level is not worth it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is the video for today. Hope you all enjoyed this. If you want to see more react video, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this video. I don't really do these too often. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are new. It's been your boy Joe. Peace.